Hello, my friend. It is time to look at charts inside of Canva. Boring. Actually, they're not. If you've ever struggled with charts and graphs, look at these, look at them animate. They're really easy to make inside of Canva. There's just some tricks with working with them. It's easy to do, and they come out the box looking great, which is awesome. All right, let's get our chart on. All right, let's make a new page. I'm going to drag it to not quite the last one, number 5. Let's go to elements and let's go down to charts. There it is there. Let's go to see all. We'll make a basic one together. We'll just put in the data and then we'll import the data. So let's start with a donut. I do like a donut. Okay, and just kind of, yes, it's very good. Okay, so there's kind of two parts. There's parts along the left-hand side here for the data and some styling along the top. Now, one of the things that happens is you will get out of the data, okay, and you'll click on this and you'll lose the data. Okay, and you're like, oh, where did it go? Okay, you click on this again to open it back up. You can go in a bit further and go to expand data table. If you've got a lot more kind of rows and columns, you might need to see it in this larger view. Okay, you get a few extra details in here as well. I'm just going to use this kind of smaller view here for the moment. I'm going to click in this cell here, hold shift and click this cell to kind of select them all, hit delete on your keyboard. It's super intuitive. And we're going to put in 2 items. Okay, we're going to put in one that is in-store sales. Okay, and this is going to be 70. Okay, and this one here is going to be online sales. And this is going to be 30, okay, to back up my whole. Now ours is set to percentages, okay, I think that's just what it is by default. And if you need to go and change any of this, there's a couple of ways of tackling it. So we looked at this, when I click on my actual graph, okay, I've got data, okay, which is open that window, or edit. Edit's kind of like overall stuff, and data is the data in the graph. Okay, so you can see in here numbers versus percentages, depending on what you want to show. And what you'll find though is if I go to data and I end up at this expand table that I showed you earlier on, okay, this is kind of like the full view. You get a bit of both. Okay, so we'll get our data, but also percentages and numbers. Doesn't really matter which way you go. Let's go to edit here and I'm going to show legend. You might decide to toggle these. It's going to show the representative colors along the top and then I can turn off the labels here. Probably don't need them both on. What's really cool about Canva as well is you can decide that, all right, I don't want a donut chart, I want a pie chart. And you can see it even animates between them. Oh, makes me happy. Okay, so you can flick between different graphs depending on your needs. Oh no, my colors have gone weird. Okay, colors, that brings up a good point. How do I go through and change the colors? You can do it up here or in the data, you can do it along here. You can right click and say edit color. Wrong, there we go. All right, let's look at bringing in some data. So let's make another chart, okay, and let's bring it in over here. And I'm going to start with a bar chart, okay. I'm gonna go to all bar charts, and the one I want is this one. Now, in this one, it's got a comparative chart. I've got some data in your files here. You'll see I've got this, just some real simple stuff. There's a more harder one here if you do want to play around with. I left it in there, but there's a CSV or an Excel file, really common for any sort of simple data. Okay, but mine's only got one column, so I'm not doing a comparative, it's more just over time. Okay, so I'm going to say, all right, am I going to do it here? Let's go to the expanded table. It works the same, this is just a bigger view. So I can click on this guy here and hit trash. I want to get rid of that column, you see it updates. Let's go and import data, which you can't do from this view. Okay, you do it from here, upload data, and we're going to go either one of these two. Let's use the smaller one, the CSV, just because it's a little bit more manageable. You can see in here as well is I had this, I kind of leave it in there. Like I've got this data and it's got US dollar signs in there and it's kind of not working it out. I can try and fix it. I can say, all right, if I click at the top of the column, what kind of data is it? It's a number. And did it work it out? It did. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes if you've got messy data, that's where something like AI is really helpful. If I got a big CSV, you can actually copy and paste it into ChatGPT and say, could you clean this up and remove these things? It's really good at tidying up data if you are ungood at Excel. All right, I'm back from a couple of videos and I was just thinking about charts. I was like, oh, I didn't tell them that. So I'm back to tell you. That's only a simple thing. So when I click on my graph, I can go to data. What I tend to do is instead of using the upload data or typing it in, I end up just copying and pasting it. So I've got some chart data here. I'm just going to grab a chunk of it, copy it, go back in here, and I can just click in this top left corner, hit paste, and magically it just kind of overrides everything and adds the new data. So often that's what I tend to do, especially with stuff that's like, say it's a monthly reporting, okay, and you've just got to kind of, you've got it all styled nicely, you've got it all in a nice graph, and you just need to update it, update the month, update the stats. It might just be this column, maybe the prices have changed. Copy and paste is your friend. All right, back with the video. Now, I'm not going to go through too much about how to work with data. Okay, there's a million different things that you might be unique to you. The big ones is that if you go to things like expand the data table, you get a little bit more control. You can say, I can right click this column and I can say, let's go this one here, insert a column before, afterwards, delete columns, sort them, okay, play with a format. But know that you might have to go off and clean it up somewhere else in like Excel, or get somebody else to work on the project to kind of get it to a data that you can use. Design wise, that's what I like, is you can do a few things in here as well. Okay, you can see along here, I can play with the colors. Let's do that. You can play around with the roundness of the graph. How roundy do you want it to be? Fun, but not very accurate. Okay, and column spacing. You can play around with the fonts. You can see here, I can say, all right, you are now play fair display. I'm gonna undo that. What's really cool is just, it's really easy to resize them and kind of get them to fit into your document how you want. I might have to do some tidying up of the actual items because that one's quite long, but you get the idea. Oh, and last one is that once you've got it, you can go back through. So click off, click back again, go into charts, and you can say, all right, charts, you are now a different kind of chart. You're a line chart. Will this work as a line chart? I actually just created a new one. How to swap it is actually different. Let's come out of that. Let's go into the edit, okay, and then go into here and do it. Not different enough. Last one. Oh, I do like this one. Doesn't make any sense for our data, but it's cool. All right, so that is charts inside of Canva. Relatively intuitive, and they come out the box looking good, which is the best bit about all of Canva. Everything starts looking good, and you can make it more on brand to make it even better. All right, that is it. I will see you in the next video.